Welcome all. This video is part 3 of operations on whole numbers. In this video, we shall discuss multiplication of whole numbers and the properties of multiplication of whole numbers. Now, to understand multiplication of whole numbers, let us take an example. Let us consider 4 packets of 3 tennis balls each. In every packet, there are 3 tennis balls. Total number of balls will be 3 added to 3, added to 3, added to 3. And the sum is 12. 12 is a whole number. Also, we may write total number of balls is equal to 4 times 3, written as 4 multiplied by 3. Therefore, 4 multiplied by 3 gives the product 12. This shows that in both the methods, the final answer is 12. It follows that multiplication is repeated addition. Now we shall discuss the properties of multiplication of whole numbers. First property that we shall discuss is closure property. It states that the product of two whole numbers is always a whole number. If A and B are whole numbers, then A multiplied to B is also a whole number. There is a table given over here. In the first column, whole numbers are given. In second column, another whole numbers are given. In the third column, the product of the two whole numbers is given. So we shall discuss whether the product is a whole number or not. In the first case, we shall take two whole numbers 9 and 8. And their product is 72. Is 72 a whole number? Yes, it is a whole number. In the second case, 12 and 7 are two whole numbers and their product is 84. Is 84 a whole number? Yes, 84 is a whole number. This states that the product of two whole numbers is always a whole number. Next property is the commutative law. It states that if A and B are any two whole numbers, then A multiplied by B is equal to B multiplied by A. So the order might change, but the product will be same. Let us take an example. 7 and 5 are two whole numbers, and if 7 and 5 are multiplied to each other, the product comes out to be 35. And if we reverse the order and we write 5 multiplied by 7, again the product comes out to be 35. So is 7 multiplied by 5 equal to 5 multiplied by 7? Yes, they both are equal. Next is associative law. If A, B, C are any three whole numbers, then A multiplied by B, then multiplied by C is equal to A multiplied by B multiplied by C. For example, let us take the whole numbers 9, 7 and 10. If we multiply 9 and 7, we get 63. And if 63 is again multiplied by 10, the product comes out to be 630. Now we shall change the grouping. If we multiply 7 by 10, the product is 70. And if 70 is multiplied by 9, the product comes out to be 630. Therefore, 9 multiplied by 7 and then multiplied by 10 is equal to 7 multiplied by 10, then multiplied by 9. So associative law is proven for multiplication. Next is multiplicative property of 0. For every whole number a, we have a multiplied by 0 is equals to 0 multiplied by a is equal to 0. Now let us take a few examples. If we multiply 9 by 0, we get the product 0. Again, if we multiply 0 by 9, we get the product 0. Similarly, if we multiply 37 by 0, we get the product 0. And if we multiply 0 by 37, we get the product 0. So, for every whole number, we have a into 0 is equals to 0 into a is equals to 0. So, whether we multiply the whole number by 0 or we multiply 0 by the whole number, the product will be 0. This is the multiplicative property of 0. Next is the existence of multiplicative identity. If a is any whole number, then a multiplied by 1 is equal to 1 multiplied by a, and the product is a in both the cases. 1 is also called the multiplicative identity for whole numbers. For example, 8 multiplied by 1 is equal to 1 multiplied by 8, and the product in both the cases is 8. Similarly, 76 multiplied by 1 is equal to 1 multiplied by 76, and the product in both the cases is 76. So whether we multiply a whole number by 1 or we multiply 1 by the whole number, the product will come out to be the number itself in both the cases. So 1 is called the multiplicative identity for whole numbers. Next is the distributive law of multiplication over addition. For any whole numbers a, b, c, we have a multiplied by b added to c, which is equal to a multiplied by b added to a multiplied by c. Let us take an example. Consider the whole numbers 16, 9 and 8. So if we add 9 and 8, we get the sum 17. And when 17 is multiplied by 16, the product is 272. We can do this the other way also. If we multiply 16 by 9, we get the product 144. And on multiplying 16 by 8, we get the product 128. And when these two products are added together, that is 144 added to 128, the sum is 272. Therefore, we can see that in both the cases, the final answer is 272. So, distributive law of multiplication over addition is proved. Next is distributive law of multiplication over subtraction. For any whole numbers a, b, c, we have a multiplied by c subtracted from b, which is equal to a multiplied by c subtracted from a multiplied by b. Let us take an example. Consider the whole numbers 11, 6 and 4. If 4 is subtracted from 6, the difference is 2, which is a whole number. And when 2 is multiplied by 11, the product comes out to be 22. 22 is also a whole number. Again, if we multiply 11 by 6, the product comes out to be 66. and when 11 is multiplied to 4, the product is 44. When 44 is subtracted from 66, the difference comes out to be 22, which is the same as was in the previous case. Therefore, 4 subtracted from 6 multiplied by 11 is equal to 4 multiplied by 11 subtracted from 6 multiplied by 11. This is the distributive law of multiplication over subtraction. That's all in this video.